Hola chicos, ¿cómo están? El día de hoy tenemos la entrevista que les había prometido con la manager de recursos humanos del barco en el que estoy trabajando. Así que vamos para allá porque nos está esperando. Nuestra invitada de hoy es muy especial. Me ha costado un poco poder convencerla. Ella es la manager de recursos humanos. Voy a dejar que ella se presente. Can you introduce yourself, please?
Thank you. So my name is Praj and I'm from India. I worked as HRM on board. Human resource manager is my position on board.
Can you talk about your functions? What kind of responsibilities do you have, please?
So basically, HR is the function where we take responsibility of the team members. If they have any issues on board, when they are on board, away from the family, we help them to sort those issues. HR conducts training as well. There is another position called L&D, Learning and Development Manager. That position also reports to HR here. The Learning and Development Manager takes care of different kinds of trainings on board to enhance the skill of the team members who are on board. And the HR takes care of all the discipline on board regarding crew members' issue. Then we take care of embarkation, disembarkation procedures. So all in all, we manage the crew on board. I always say that HR is the guest services for the team members on board. Like, you know, when on the cruise ship, when the guests arrive and they have any issues, they go to the guest services, and guest services are the one who resolve. Yes, for all the crew member, HR is kind of the guest services who resolve all the issues.
How is the process to get this job, this position?
Basically, they should have experience in HR function before. If it is on land, that's still okay. If it is on ship, that's better. So if they have experience, they can join. So basically in ships, it's always that, you know, you can grow within the company. It's very easy. So if, let's say, somebody has come from the learning and development background, they can join as a L&D, they can grow to HR role. Somebody who has experience in HR, they can directly join as an HR. They can go on the websites, apply, and then they can directly join as an HR. If anybody goes on Google and search for the jobs in the ship, or specifically jobs in seaborne, or let's say specifically job in carnival, they can always find the websites and the different openings that we have, and they can apply there. They can look at the job specification, they can look at the qualification and the criteria. If their qualification matches with the criteria is there, they should apply, and then they will get a call for interview. Generally, there are 3 to 4 rounds of interviews, and if they meet all the expectation, it's very important for us to work on ships is the C1D visa. So if they get shortlisted, they would apply for C1D visa. Once they get the C1D visa, depends on different nationalities. We have to do STCW certification before we come on ships, but it depends on the nationalities. So yes, if they have their certification, we need few safety certification from all the team members from all the nationalities before they join the ship. So if they complete the certification, yeah, they're all good to go.
If they need some like academic qualification, it will be in the requirements on the web page, right? There is a specific academic qualification they have to study on the university, study psychology.
Not particularly psychology, but they should have experience in the same function, at least more than 5 years working in the same position. So if somebody is applying for the HRM or HR officer position, they should have experience working in the same function for minimum of 5 years.
For the rest of positions on board, usually it's 1 year experience.
Yes, because this position actually requires a lot of experience in terms of handling different people on board. So yes, so that's where this position requires a lot of more experience than the other positions on board. Of course, even if you talk about the deck positions or the technical positions, of course they do also require same kind of an experience before they join, or they join at the entry level as a cadet and then they grow within the organization. But to be at a certain position, even for the deck and tech, they would require a certain amount of experience. They cannot join just in 1 year of experience.
Did you apply directly to HR or work before in another department?
So basically, I do carry total 18 years of experience.
Wow!
I don't look old, but I'm old.
You don't all that.
So I carry 18 years of work experience. My specialty is training. So my specifically my specialization is 10 years in training and HR role. So when I was working on land, I was working in my country in a multinational organization as HR and training head. And there was one of my friend who was working on a cruise ship, and he asked me one day, would you like to apply for a cruise ship job role? I said, what it is? I don't know what it is. He said, no, it's like the way you're doing things here, the way you're managing people, you will have to manage people on the cruise ship. It's similar, but trust me, it's not the same. Okay, it's different. I said, yeah. And he said, yeah, so it's good. You can apply for it. I said, okay. Then he suggested me, okay, this is the website, just go and apply. I applied on the website, and then I got a reward saying, yes, we would like to schedule your interview. Almost, there were like 3 rounds of interviews. And first I applied as learning and development manager. I joined Holland America line as learning and development manager. And from there I grew to the HR office. I mean, everybody who applies, they all go through the interview process, and then within the company you can grow, or you can directly apply for the HRO or HRM position if that's available.
The department, what's the process between the lowest position to the highest position?
I would not say lowest, but starting, I would say the starting position. Maybe if somebody has not that kind of experience within the HR, but they join as L&D, because if we do not have HR on board, L&D is supposedly fill up the position, they replace, and then they work as an HR on board, they take care of the things. So let's say L&D works for a longer period in the same organization, he or she gets to know all knowledge about the policies and procedures, then even we have to go on the website and apply. Okay, we will apply, and then we'll go through the interview process again.
So it's not similar.
It's not like, you did it, so we promote you. We'll go through the interview process again, of course, because it's this position has a lot of responsibilities. So they will conduct the interviews, they will try to identify whether you're really eligible for this position or not. So again, we'll go through the interview process, and then there will be result. Yes, if you're shortlisted, you're not shortlisted. If they do not shortlist us, they tell us that these are the areas that you need to work upon, and then you can apply again after 6 months or 1 year, and then they will re-interview you. So it's the same process for everybody. It is not like that, somebody likes you, so you get promoted. Yeah. You have to go through the rigorous interview process, the assessment, like they will assess your skills during the interviews, and then you get the position. We as an HR, we work on board on ships, and then we have fleet directors. We report to the fleet directors. They have like 3 to 4 ships under them. They go from ship to check how the things going and all. We report to them, and then they report to shoreside head HR team. So yeah, that's the hierarchy of the HR team.
That's interesting, for example, because nobody knows exactly how it works, and that's very interesting. Thank you to share that with me. Really, with us, actually.
Thank you.
Could you tell us, please, how is a normal, regular day on board for you, and what's the difference between living on board for you and living on land?
It's a very interesting question. So basically, a day on board for HR, I would say, is never a regular day for HR.
Wow.
Yeah, so because this profile is so dynamic profile, we have to look at everything, that what's happening on board, the well-being of team member, if there is any performance related issue that we need to address and everything. So a lot of difference. So we never know how the day is going to be starting and how the day is going to end. So every day is a surprise day for us. And how different is it from land is basically on land, you can actually control a lot of things because okay, this is what it is, this is my plan for the day, this is what it is. Here it's all different. So let's say tomorrow we have one port, then because of the weather condition, the port cancelled. No, we cannot go to the port, we cannot dock, it's a sea day. then your entire plan changes.
Yeah.
Then, oh, okay, now we need to work as it's a C day, so we have to change a few things. Let's say if we have planned certain trainings, thinking it's going to be the 4th day, or we have planned certain meetings, okay, we need to reschedule everything now because people will not be available for meetings, for training, because it's a C day and we have to cater all the guests, everybody will be busy. So yeah, every day is a different day. On land, you can actually plan a lot of things and, you can go as per the plan, but on the ships, you have to be ready for 1-minute changes. Now what's happening now?
And solving problems.
Immediately, yeah. You need to immediately come up with the solutions. I would say your presence of mind. That's very important because, of course, we are in the sea, so we need to follow the safety procedures also. That's very important.
Well, according to your analysis and your experience, what's the advantage and disadvantage in general for everybody for working in cruise ship?
Working in cruise ship, the advantage is, as first thing that everybody looks at it, we get to go to the places, different places every time. That's an added benefit, I would say, comes with your job. The first thing I look at it is you get to meet a lot of people here, a lot of different nationalities, and you get to learn so much from them. Every culture is so different, so rich, and you learn from them. Oh, this is so different in my culture. Generally, when people will talk, this is from my culture. This is how we do things in my country. This is how we do things in my country. So you get to learn so many things from so many people, and that's the best thing. We don't get any holiday. It's never a holiday. We work for 7 days, which is a different thing, and then you have to be ready physically also to work for 7 days, knowing that yes, I have to do the same thing. There's not going to be weekend. There's nothing like that. I have to work continuously throughout my contract. I don't see any disadvantage, but maybe for some people, if they cannot stay away from their family members, they are too emotional about their family members, then that can be a little bit difficult for them to be on board.
It happened with me with my first contract, for example. I was like,
you miss your family and everything. So I get these kind of a few team members who are in their first contract, and they will come up to me after 2nd or 4th day and they will say, Praj, it's difficult because first time when you work on ship, you get seasick because it's a rough sea, and then you're like, everything is what's going on. So people get seasick, and then they feel, oh my god, how do we live up to this? How can we tackle these every day, this kind of things? But once you get used to it, it's all good.
Oh my god, you made me remember my first contract. It was difficult for me, but it was good now.
But you get through it. See, I told you. Once you get through it, then you're done.
But there is some people that really cannot, I know, by themselves decide to go back home.
True. And I completely support their decisions. See, the thing is, as a person, you always need to analyze yourself. What is meant for you? What you can do. It's never a competition. It's never a race that, this person is doing this thing. Okay, I can also do this thing. No, it's not. Ship jobs are difficult compared to land-based jobs. Okay, you go home in the land-based job, you have holidays. Okay, you're stressed right now. Okay, you can just say, I'm leaving. I want to go home. You go out with your friends, you go out with family. Here, you cannot do that. So, you need to have a lot of patience in you when you choose this job. And yes, it's probably not everybody can do this. So, even if they decide, this is not for me, I try, but it's not working out for me, they are taking a good decision for themselves. They can go back and they can work on land. They can progress their career on land. It's all fine. So we have to decide that, what we can do in life, and probably something that, not meant for me. Maybe I cannot do it. And that's good when they analyze and they decide that, no, now I cannot do this.
What do you think affect the most crew members emotionally, for example?
As I already said, there are days, we all are humans, we have emotions. There are a few days when we feel Like, for example, I feel, can I have my comfortable food?
Yeah.
Can I have my home cooked food? I want to eat my home cooked food today.
Yeah.
Or, maybe it's mom's birthday, or maybe it's somebody's husband's birthday or children's birthday, and they want to be there with their children. They want to be there with their husbands and wives, their families.
And there are many people with
who are here.
children.
Absolutely. So that sometimes takes a toll on their emotional quotient, or I would not say emotional health, but emotionally that takes toll on them sometimes, or maybe during the festival when you're on board and your family is there and they're missing you because you're not there in the festival. But yeah, Christmas, yes. Now Christmas is there. So yeah, these things sometimes happens, and then people feel I'm here, I'm away. But you know what, when you spend a lot of time on ships, your ship colleagues become your ship family. We all become like a family, and then we celebrate it together. So we all make sure that, of course everybody's going to miss their own family, but then we try and make sure that we create few events on board. That's a part of HR job. That we create crew activities on board to help the crew to boost the crew morale, actually, and just to make them happy. They feel that, they're engaged after work as well. So yeah, we keep a lot of activities like food events, decoration competition, parties, and everything, so that keep them engaged, and then they feel, we are part of the family, and this is the family. We are celebrating Christmas with our family, and this is again family away home.
Those activities you organize are part of like the strategy to take care of the mental health of people here, or is there another like project?
To take care of mental health, of course, we do have gyms on board, where people, I believe when you're physically good, it also helps you to be good mentally, to be good emotionally.
100%.
Yeah, so that also helps. So we have gyms on board, and then yes, we do conduct certain kind of activities, to check the well-being of the team member. We have certain helplines that helps team member in case they're not feeling good, they want to talk to somebody. We have doctors on board here available 24/7. So in case there is anything, we have doctors, they can talk to doctors, they can come to me as an HR, they can go there, talk to HR. And then people make so many friends on board, So yeah, everybody that they can go and talk to. As I mentioned already, there are helplines that they can talk to, and we will take care of them.
I have heard many comments from different people about addictions on board. People that drink a lot, or people who smoke this, what's the name? Vapes, for example. That many people think that vapes are better than cigarettes, but it's not really like that. All the time when we have this kind of conversation, we are feeling uncomfortable with this, with that, with this attitude from that person, for example, that is drinking too much, or these other people is smoking, or these other people is vaping, I don't know what to do. We try to say, okay, but go to HR and try to find a solution for you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So first of all, as there is a strict policy on every ship, any brand you go, that you are not allowed to smoke in your cabin. We all have the smoke detectors in the cabins. Nobody is allowed to smoke in the cabins. We have designated smoking areas where the team members can go and smoke. So if somebody is smoking in the cabin, they're violating the company policy. They can be discharged from the ship. Yes, they can be. That violation can go up to that level, that they can be discharged from the ship for violating the company policies. Addiction depends on the person. Okay, I would not say only because people are on ship they're addicted towards it. Now I have seen people who do not drink, who do not smoke, though they work on ships. I have seen people on land, they drink a lot, they smoke a lot, though they work on land. So it doesn't matter you work on land or you work on ships that you get addicted to certain things. It's your own personality. When you want to do that, you would do that. When you don't want to do that, you won't do that. For example, nobody would smoke in front of their children because that sets a bad example.
Actually, there are some people that do it on land.
Yeah,
No.
but I'm sure, I mean, if their children are playing there, they won't smoke there because they know that it's hazardous to my child, and they won't do that. So it all depends upon how do we take care of our own health. We know that, of course, we have a family. We have many people waiting for us. These kind of habits, like smoking and drinking, that's going to adversely impact my health. And is that worth it? So I believe this is personal opinion. People go for it. We cannot generalize it. On ship, people do this.
Yeah, I try to talk with them always. In Spanish, of course. They don't have to generalize.
Perfect.
Because they have like this idea. If people come here to work, it's because they will drink, they will enjoy like crazy. They're gonna, I don't know, smoke. They're gonna have many boyfriends and girlfriends and etc. Even me, when I go now to my country and I say I'm working in cruise ships, usually not everybody, of course, but there are some people that like look at me like, oh, you're a ship girl.
I think,
yes.
Maybe, it's not about ship. It's generally when anybody stays away from the family. So other people feel, oh, this person has got so much of freedom because this person is not staying with the family. So now this person must be doing something which is not right, or something which is like hoo-ha kind of thing, because there's nobody to watch this person. This person doesn't stay with the family. So not necessarily it's like a ship life, but whenever you stay without your family, the people around you try to judge you. But I believe I'm not answerable to anyone. I know what I do. I know what's right. And everybody should do the right things, and then, they're not answerable to anybody. People would say, you do it, you don't do it. So that's okay.
The contracts here are 10 to 14 hours. And they are always asking why like that.
I would say on land also it depends. It's not that everywhere it's 8 hours. It can go to 9-10 hours also. And generally it's not like that, oh, you completed your 8 hours, okay, just shut down everything, go home. No, that doesn't happen. Of course, people, if there is work, everybody stays back and work. Here, the benefit that you get is there is no travel time for you.
That's true.
Yeah, you're not going to travel by train or by your own car or by any public transport. You just do your work. 5 minutes, you come to your cabin and then you can relax. Of course, because it's a hospitality industry, we have guests on board who we serve. They're 24/7 with us. 24 hours they are there, and we have to serve them for 24 hours. So we have to schedule our shifts that way that people take a proper rest and they have proper working hours. So that's how the scheduling is done, and it's very normal for any maritime. So this is. Of course, this is approved by International Labour Organization. It's not something that, any ship to tomorrow will come up and say, oh, we want you to work for 20 hours. It doesn't go that way. We have the ILO who actually looks at how many hours team members are working. Are they getting proper rest in between or not? So that's where we capture the time that we work for everything. So everything is being monitored. It's not like that companies can tell, oh, you work for these many hours or these many hours. It's all as per the agreed agreement that we have. So yeah, team member works accordingly. It's never that, anybody can ask team member to work more than stipulated hours.
Honestly, before, I didn't know how to answer that question.
Always up to 14 hours. It's not that the team member or every team member works for 14 hours a day. It's up to. So, it can be 9, 10, 11. Depends upon the function that they work at. So, we make sure that every team member gets proper rest during their shift hours. And then, of course, they're ready to work also.
What's your opinion about relationships on board?
I would say relationships is everybody's personal matter. So, as an HR would never get into this topic that if somebody is in the relationship, we would never go there because that's none of our business, to be very honest. If somebody is in relationship, we're okay with it. Just the one thing that nothing should harass a team member. if there is any kind of a harassment, then of course our role comes into the picture. Apart from that, no, we do not deal with it.
A couple arguments or fight lead to dismissal?
Depends on the scenario. Yes, of course, fight is non-negotiable. You cannot hit somebody, you cannot do all these things, but this is all depends on the scenario, what happened actually, what was the situation. We investigate things, and then it's been highlighted, then it's been shared with the captain on board, and then the decisions are taken. It's never like a 1 minute decision. Oh, you did this. This is what is happening. No.
If somebody is experiencing like mental health problems, like depression, for example, or too much stress, how can the company decide if that person has to go home?
Okay. If there is something like that, it's not us who decides. We have doctor on board. So doctor conduct the evaluation assessment for that person, and if doctor feels that this person is not good to work on board, it's not safe for this person to work on board, then of course we will disembark the team member in that case.
Yes,
For the treatment, we will not just ask, okay, go home, you're not good. No, we will help the team member. We will try to provide care to the team member.
Explain me, please. Explain
Yes,
us about Crew Assistant Program.
Again, as you said about, if team member is not feeling well, or team member is going through certain issues, and team member needs certain suggestions or help, maybe first contract, I don't know who do I go and talk to. So we call it CAP. So this is the program which helps team member. They can call, there is a number on it, they can call up that number from their cabins. There's a website, they can go on the website and they can ask for any kind of a help that they want, like a suggestion, or they want to discuss something. They can always come to us and do that, but if they don't feel comfortable doing that, they can always take help of the CAP. It's always displayed on the notice boards, so the team members are aware about this, and this is being said to the team member when they come on board, that we have this different program that you can take help of anytime that you need it.
Do you have any suggestion for them, because there are so many people that want to work here?
More than a suggestion, I would say, any industry, guys, when you work, the one thing that's very important is your passion towards your job role. So please make sure whenever you join any job or you go for any job, just do not go and look at the glitter that, oh, this is a ship job, I can go outside port, I can actually roam around, I can do this thing, I can do that thing. There's a lot of hard work required when you come here, when you work here. So probably if somebody is just thinking, oh, this job is to roam around the world, yes, you get to roam around, but that doesn't mean that every port you can go out. That doesn't mean you can, if we are at the port for 6 hours you'll go out and then you'll just roam around. It's not possible. So please understand the depth of the job whenever you apply for any job. Read through the role description. Sometimes people come and say, oh, I never read that, the role description. No, read through the role description, understand the job. Whenever during the interview process, you also ask as many questions as you can. The interview is not only about the interviewer asking you questions, it's for you also to clarify your all doubts. So you should also clarify the doubts that you have, and then think about it, whether this is a suitable job role for me or not, and then take that decision. Just do not go by the words that people are telling you, oh, this job is about this, or this job is not good, this job is very good. Always understand, analyze, because a jeans that fits to another person doesn't necessarily important that same jeans will fit to you as well. We all have different sizes, the similar way. We all have different attitudes. We all have different capacity to deal with situations. So analyze, understand your own capacity, and then accordingly choose your job. And then once you choose the job, put your 100% dedication. Do not just think of it that, okay, bare minimum, I can just survive with the bare minimum. Never go for bare minimum. If you start your career, push yourself, do as much as you can, learn a lot of things that can help people grow in the future, and that's very important, I believe. So carry out your passion every time.
And any suggestion about English? Because they are worried about English.
English, I would say yes. Most of the people, sometimes, we don't have English as our first language. So if you're interested, yes, you should put that efforts of learning this language. So there are many courses available online. We have Duolingo. If you guys are aware about, there's a Duolingo application. If you go on that application, you can learn from there as well. Or in the specific countries, if you go for English communication classes, if you can go, I would suggest read at least English newspaper every day. Read it loud. Read it loud. When you read it loud, you know how to pronunciate. And if you miss some pronunciation, how to pronunciate this word? I don't know. Okay, go Google now. Oh my God, you're a Gen Z. You have everything. Google. You can just go on Google Translate, or Google will say it loud for you, so this is how I need to pronunciate this word. So nowadays, learning is very easy. The only thing is, you should have a zest to learn. If you have a zest to learn, you will learn it. If you think, I would like to do it, there's one thing that I always say, skills can acquire. You can gain knowledge, but attitude is something within you. If you have the right attitude to do things, nothing can stop you. But if case you don't have knowledge, you don't have skills, you have right attitude, you will achieve it. But if you have knowledge, you have skill, but you do not have the right attitude, no dear, you cannot succeed in it.
Thank you very much for accepting this interview, honestly.
Thank you. Thank you for calling me.
Thank you, because you gave us really good information, and I'm pretty sure they will love this interview. Well, I hope we can keep in contact.
Absolutely.
I'm sure they have so many things to ask. I know them already. So if something happened and they ask something interesting that I don't know, maybe I can send you a message and ask them. Okay, guys. Qué bonita esta entrevista, chicos. Espero que les haya gustado. Si tienen alguna pregunta, por favor, escríbanme en los comentarios. Do you have social media? Maybe you want them to follow you?
I can give you my Instagram. My Instagram account handle is crazypraj. So if you want to follow me on my Instagram, you can always follow me on my Instagram account.
Yo voy a poner por acá el Instagram de ella para que ustedes la puedan seguir, por favor, chicos. Y los quiero mucho. Si tienen más preguntas, ya saben, escriban en los comentarios.